All right, everybody. I finally have all the equipment set up. I got the camera on my head, got the GoPro here, we got a GoPro outside, we got the phone. We are ready to finally drive, even though I've driven this a little bit before, the G-Wagon. So I'm going to depend on my navigator, Bailey, who knows the area better than me, to tell me where to go, where we can really kind of, not really put it to the limit, but kind of test it, you know, see what it's like for driving. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to put this in sport. As you can see how everything changes right there, steering, engine, and then we're going to put this in drive and we're going to be ready to go. So hopefully everyone likes all the different angles that I'm presenting here. So first thing is, this thing sets up high. I'm not gonna lie, it does set up high, and the engine and the exhaust sound great on it. Of course, this has all the creature comforts. Like I said, it has your heated and cooled seats. It's got pretty much everything you would want on it, and you can definitely, we'll gun it a little later so that you can see the acceleration and maybe pick up some of the torque. But it's 450 pound-feet of torque, 416 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 5.3, so it's got some quickness to it for a 5,750 pound vehicle. Also, this has the active bolstering, so every time I turn, whether right or left, so there I turned left and the bolstering on the right automatically adjusted and started hugging me to keep me in the seat, which I wasn't expecting, and I thought it was actually a pretty cool feature. You can hear the exhaust kick back too when you hit the brakes. All right, so this is a good road to as you can hear, that exhaust and engine note does sound really good on this twin turbo V8. Y'all do Hendrick Subaru too, right?
Yeah, that's our other store.
I am in the sport suspension, probably, so it does have, you know, you will feel the road a little bit more in this setup versus the normal, but it's still floating pretty well. It's got the multi-link suspension in the front and the rear. It's definitely a comfortable ride. Yeah, I mean, when it's in sport mode, you can just hear the exhaust kick back. It's really good. And you hear that rumble, that low rumble from the V8. And now the turbos kick in. And it just sounds really good. And I got the speed light, or speed limit light, flashing at me because I went over 45. I don't think there's many places here in the state where we can test out the 3 different differential lockers. Man, I love that kickback. And just as it gears down, as the 9-speed gears down, you just hear it go. Sometimes some of your off-road vehicles, like the Bronco especially, great off-road vehicle, but when you get on the road and you're doing about 50, 60, 70, you pick up a lot of wind and road noise. Part of it too could be their tops.
Yeah, even with this flat face, you know what I mean? Like, you don't feel the wind as much or whatever, I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's got a slight curve to it to where it can.
Yeah. Got a little bit more. It doesn't, aerodynamically, it's not the block that it looks like. I'm gonna need about 5 bottles of water when we get back.
Yep.
I didn't even check to see what they recommend for this. Being a turbocharged V8, I'm assuming it's 93. Ooh, nice little ramp we can get some speed on. There's the bowstring kicking in as I turn.
Some passenger too.
Just like that, I was up to 85. Not gonna lie. I mean 70. I was up to 70. Because that's the speed limit. I was at a safe speed to merge with traffic. I didn't talk about gas mileage in this review because I think it's maybe 16 or 17 combined. But if you're buying one of these, you don't really give a damn about gas mileage. So, I mean, it could be getting 12 and it wouldn't make that much of a difference. The lane keep assist is on, so I can feel it as I'm wanting to. You know, as big as this is, though, I will say, actually driving it, it doesn't feel that wide. Like I'm looking at, maybe it's because the way the front slopes in with the hood and you got the lines kind of sloping in, but it feels like I'm staying within the lane. Like I got a lot of room in the lane for left to right if I need it. Like it doesn't feel like it's taking up the whole lane. So we're cruising about 76. We were able to get up to speed really quick to merge with traffic, and you know, there's some wind noise, but you're gonna get some wind noise doing 78 or 80 on the interstate. So, but no, I mean, it's, and even in the sport suspension, it's a comfortable ride. And it's got, even at 75, it still has enough pull and torque to be able to pass quickly. I believe the torque curve is 450 pound-feet of torque at 2,000 RPMs. So like every other off-roader or every other truck, the torque is geared toward the low end of the RPM range. So this is no different, but you still maintain power even at higher speeds. Like I'm riding a horse on our Alabama interstates with our exceptionally smooth roads.
Your car out of alignment in some of them. It's potholes.
They can never get the roads right, yet they're always working on them. From an ergonomic perspective, the layout's really good. You can access anything fairly easily without taking your eyes off the road. I'm pushed back in the seat probably a little bit more than I like, just so I can give y'all the best view of how it looks driving in this. And y'all, so I want to put out a shout out to Hendrick Chevy down in Hoover, Alabama, for giving me some time with this vehicle. I'll put a link to this vehicle in my description if it's still available, but they're great people. They're helping me out, giving me a lot of vehicles to work with, and giving me some time with some really nice vehicles. And so if you want a Chevy, if you want a Subaru, if you want a Dodge or a Ram, they have all the dealerships, those dealerships down here. Give them a call and tell them that I sent you. So, and if you want, especially if you want this vehicle, do you know of is there a road like close to the dealership that might be kind of curvy, something to be like kind of fun to drive? Like, I don't want to go Gran Turismo on it, but you know, because like you can't with this, but Just something where I can really talk about the handling.
You know, where's going to be probably the best place for us to be over at Oak Mountain.
Oak Mountain.
Yeah. Down in Pelham.
Oh, yeah. How far is that from here?
It takes like 15 minutes.
It's up to you. I mean, we got plenty of drive footage. We're looking at 13 minutes up here right now. So
I'm trying to think if there's something close.
it doesn't have to be.
I mean, like, how fast you want to go. I kind of do think I might know somewhere. It
Mhm.
just depends on like, how fast you want to go.
This will record for about 30 minutes or until the battery runs out, and it's getting warm too. We got enough driving footage, no big deal. Yeah. Then we can go back to the dealership and do the closing if you want.
Alright.
But for like some of the more sporty vehicles, be thinking about where we can like take it on some curvy roads and get up to speed, like do like 50 or 60 around some roads.
Yeah, honestly, Oak Mountain's going to be our best spot, just because the name.
Well, maybe next time we just go straight there, and then we find a place to do the review that's kind of scenic, and then we just do the driving portion there.
Yeah.
And then can drive back to the... All right, everybody, we're heading back to the dealership, and we will see y'all there.